Test one, test two, test three, test four. Test one, test two, test three. Yay. Hello, hello, hello. Anyone coming in? I'm gonna be AFK for like 1 minute, and then I'll come back. If you come in the chat, you can say something. I'll just be like a minute to reply. Hope you guys are doing well. For those who are coming in, hope you guys are doing well. I hate that I just echoed it. I thought the finale of Superman and Lois is better than all the other Stargirl. I didn't hate it, but was my favorite. I didn't really get to watch Stargirl, Superman, and Stargirl, Superman and Lois the past 2 weeks, which is why I didn't do my review of them. Because CW, my local channel for CW, has been messing up endlessly, and the CW app, I can't turn captions off. So every time I play an episode, I have these enormous freaking captions on the bottom and the top of my screen telling me what is going on, and it's really annoying. So I've been watching clips, which honestly don't cover the whole episode. I saw the ending of Superman and Lois' finale. I've seen the past two Stargirl episodes, but just random clips, because apparently people can't upload all of them, even though they already upload a majority of them. Just upload them all, whatever. But yeah, so I haven't fully seen them, but I know enough to know what happened. But I think the Superman and Lois finale was alright. I wish they didn't bring back John's daughter from the Earth. I hate that they did that, honestly. But that's just my opinion. And in Stargirl, I could probably care less. I don't know. I think that these seasons of the Arrowverse right now are just not that good. Flash season 7, it was a good season, but it could have been a lot better. Superman and Lois had some downs, but it was a good start to the show. Stargirl season 2 for me isn't doing that well. It's like Flash season 7. Supergirl is always just whatever. Legends is crap as always. Batwoman's been crap. I mean, yeah. Hopefully season 8 will, or the Flash will bring that back, but who knows. You know, I can't watch CW on demand. No streaming service that I have lets me watch CW live, so I have to. And Stargirl's not on there, so, and neither is Superman and Lois, so I have to go to CW app, which, again, for whatever reason, I can't turn captions off. If I could turn captions off, fine, but it won't let me, so whatever. Thank God there are people who like to piss CW off 24/7 and upload clips of the episodes. You're not supposed to do that, but people do it anyway. I I I think Superman and Lois' finale could have been 100 times better if they didn't bring back John's daughter. I get it; it was a cliffhanger for season two, but the first time I saw that scene, I was like, "Great, we get more drama between Clark and Lois, Lois and John, and it's gonna be another heartbreak for John's daughter, realizing that that's Lois, but it's not the Lois that you lost because that Lois was killed by the man who's now her current husband, and they have two kids. It's gonna go on for the whole season, and she's a series regular for season two, Superman and Lois. Like, either the writers better do a good job at it, otherwise it's just gonna go downhill. I don't see that ending well for the show. Just for me, I do not see that ending well at all. Like, they need to do it right. Like, Todd Helbing is not a good producer. He's not a good writer. And frankly, I don't trust him to do Superman and Lois. Don't get me wrong. Almost every single episode in Superman and Lois was phenomenal. However, at one point, this show is going to go downhill, and it will be because of Todd Helbing. And it won't end well. And I think season two will probably be its downfall if they don't do it right. And something tells me they won't. Which is just the Arrowverse in a nutshell, pretty much. So, what else is new? I would hope so. I mean, the writing wasn't really consistent with Superman and Lois. The writing isn't consistent in any shows. Like, I don't hate it, but if season eight, if they want to do season eight good or better than season seven and the other seasons, they need to actually do something good. And with what Eric Wallace has said already about season eight, I don't see it being a good season. I'm not going to judge it until we see it, but right now, my hopes are not high for season 8. Not saying I'm hoping it's going to end, I'm saying just how Eric Wallace is talking about it doesn't seem like it's going to end well. I do not see season 8 bringing the Flash back. Whether that's because of COVID or just Eric Wallace himself not being, again, a good producer, I think, and like I said, don't get me wrong, season 7 had a ton of good episodes, but the 4 storyline ended horribly. The Mirror Monarch story, which went into season 7, was a horrible ending to that storyline, which went on for half a season, more than half a season. And the Godspeed arc could have ended better than it did. So we didn't really get any good endings this season. It's just annoying. Let's hope after season 4, because they've been failing, and not because of the pandemic, it's the writing. Season 4, most of the writing season 4 was horrible. I love season 4 of The Flash, but the writing, if you look back at it, it was horrible. The writing. I think the writing's been terrible since like the end of season 3. That's mainly because of Todd Helbing and Eric Wallace and the other writers on that team. Like, if there were actually legitimately good writers on these shows, the viewing, the ratings, it'd be doing a whole lot better right now than they've been doing for the past several months. So, yeah. And Superman and Lois, the writing's great on that show. But I bet you nothing that in season 2, the writing is gonna drop and everyone's gonna hate it. Because it's the number one show out there. I like season 4 because of that crossover and also the Flash Time episode we got. It was one of the best episodes this show has ever had. I think it was 416. That was the best episode we've had throughout this entire show. And I think season 1, season 2 had amazing writing of the Flash, and then it just dropped in season 3. 416 was amazing and the best episode of the whole show, in my opinion. Eric Wallace doesn't even know what he's doing. He doesn't. He was talking about season 8 on an interview a couple weeks ago, or about a month ago, and I mean, he brought up a story for Caitlin that they didn't get to do because of COVID in season 7. They're going to do in season 8. And he's going to do a story with Chester or something. For the past, 4 seasons, we've been dealing with stories of all these characters, and we have no development of Barry Allen as a Flash, or let alone Barry Allen as a CSI. Can anyone really say he's been developed as a CSI in the show? I don't think he has. He's been a CSI for the past 7 years. He hasn't advanced in any way. He hasn't gone up a rank. I don't see how season 8 can be better than season 7 at the rate it's going right now. The only way season 8 can be better than season 7 is if that 5-part crossover in the beginning of the season, across those first 5 episodes, are top of the line, good writing with other writers on the show, and bringing in other shows as well. That's how season 8 can be better right off the bat. I think season 7 could be way... Season 7 could have been better if the Force storyline and the Mirror Monarch storyline ended better than it did. Because the Force storyline ended terribly. That's the only reason everyone hates season 7 is because that storyline was horrible and it ended terribly. He was. There was a... I don't remember what season it was, but I think Gideon said that Barry Allen was supposed to be the director of the CSI division. He hasn't been there yet. He's been a CSI for the past 7 years. You're telling me he hasn't even, at least on the show, for the past 7 years. He's been there even longer than that. And you're telling me he hasn't even ranked up at all? What? And Joe's been captain, he was a detective, he was a cop, and he got fired. Over the past 7 years. How does that... In season 6, the first half of season 6 was great. I loved the Bloodwork arc. Everything they did there was phenomenal. The writing was great in that arc. Leading up to Crisis, with Barry going through all that, it was great. Back half of season 6 with the Mirror arc storyline, and then how it ended, it just felt like season 6 was just a waste of time in that back half. And then we get 4 or 5 episodes of the Force storyline, which, 3 out of the 5 were amazing. I loved them. But the last 2 were horrible. And then the Cisco one wasn't really that good. And I know people are saying 714 because Grant wasn't in it. It was horrible. It was one of the best episodes the season's had. Next to 715, 716, and 702. And then 717 introduced 5 plot holes with Nora and Bart, which makes no sense whatsoever. They came close in season 6 with Barry becoming director in the Elongated Man episode. I don't remember that, but they probably teased it a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised. Well, I think what they're trying to get the point across here is that the future changed because of Crisis. And they're still making that an excuse that Crisis changed the future and all that. Which it did, but at some point you gotta stop using that excuse. You had a whole season after Crisis where you could explain everything in the future that happened. That changed because of Crisis, because Oliver died saving Barry and Kara. You had a whole season and a half now to explain what happened. And they're just going to keep dragging it out because they think it's a smart thing to do when in reality, it's really not. So we know Barry's not going to die in the future. Like we know he's not going to die in 2024, even though he's destined to. He's not going to because he didn't in the future in this timeline. So there's no possible way that this show can really make up for the past 6 years on the show from season 1 to season 6 of The Crisis, leading to the point where Barry's supposed to vanish and past Perry becomes the Flash. In the past year and a half has just been dealing with that. In season 6, he didn't really deal with Crisis, post-Crisis. And season 704, we get that. But then it's just like it's forgotten, and then it's just a mess. The writers could have done a much better job. Oh, it was definitely COVID. COVID could have made the season 100% better if COVID wasn't a thing. And I'm not blaming, COVID affected everyone and everything. I get it. Season 7 wasn't that good because of COVID. But 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18 were the best episodes the season has had. And they still managed to do it with COVID around. So... And they did have clear budget cuts, and I didn't really notice the CGI. I know a lot of people were saying Forenza's CGI was horrible. I didn't think it was. I thought it was phenomenal. But, well, Maya, it was COVID. You can't blame anything else besides COVID. I'm being dead serious. If you legitimately look back at season 7, and you look at the first half of season 7 with the scenes that it had, they had a ton of COVID restrictions. We are lucky we even got a season 7 when we did. We're lucky we're even getting Superman and Lois or Stargirl right now. Like, that's how bad it is there. And yeah, it is COVID's fault. The writing, yes, is a portion of the writing. The writers don't know what they're doing. But the writing was bad because of COVID, because they had so many restrictions. Like, they couldn't be more than 6 feet away from each other, which didn't really help fight scenes, if you really noticed. I mean, the first half of season 7, the reason why Barry would always be pep-talking his villains down instead of actually fighting them like he did with Godspeed, it was because of COVID. That storyline could have been 100 times better if COVID wasn't a thing and they didn't have all these restrictions. It would have been a much different season. It would have been the normal Flash season we get where Barry's punching the criminals, but because of COVID, they had to change that. Now, the 4th storyline in the comics is horrible. So either way, this 4th storyline would have ended horribly. Period. Whether or not you want to admit that is up to you. I don't really care if you want to admit it was COVID's fault or the writing. It was COVID. COVID affected everything. If you can't accept that, that's your problem. You need to open your eyes and realize what's going on in the world. And yeah, COVID ruined a ton of things they had planned for season 7. And again, like I said, the 4th storyline in the comics is horrible. It is the worst storyline, period. On the show, in the comics, it cannot be done well. Even if COVID wasn't a thing, the 4th storyline still would have been horrible. There's nothing no one could have done to change that. Even the writers, even if there were good writers on the show, which some are good writers, but dealing with all that, the 4th storyline, no matter how many amount of good writers you get, that 4th storyline still would have been bad. The Godspeed arc was great. The Mirror Monarch ended horribly, and the 4th storyline wasn't that good. Again, it's not that good in the comics. So, I'm not trying to take blame off of the writers. I'm simply saying that there's blame on several sides here more than just the writers and the actors. I didn't really... Superman and Lois has no bad CGI scenes whatsoever. It's because they have an HBO Max budget. Like, I don't see why people are hating on the CGI. It's not a main portion of the show. The reason why you watch these shows is because of the characters themselves, not the CGI. So I think judging a show based on their CGI is just bullcrap, and they need to stop. That's my opinion. That's how I view it. If you want to keep hating on the show because they're CGI, you do you. But I'm not gonna go down that line. Again, the CGI, I don't notice anything bad with any CGI in any Universe shows. I really don't. So, and especially Superman and Lois. Superman and Lois is on this HBO Max budget. They create movies. I mean, I watched that scene and it really didn't look bad. I thought it was the best scene like the past couple episodes had. The Valentine's episode of season 6 was horrible. I really couldn't care for it. Or I could care for it less, I should be saying. But, yeah, this season of the Arrowverse has just been god-awful, besides Superman and Lois. And honestly, I hate to say it, but Stargirl isn't really starting off that strong. 201, great. I loved watching it. 202, I could really care less. Steel was throwing the hammer in 113 or something. Again, I'm not going to hate on CGI because you don't watch a show for the CGI. If you watch a show for CGI, quit watching it. I hate people. I shouldn't say hate people. I don't like people who hate on CGI on a low budget show because of the CW. This isn't the writer's fault the CGI quote unquote bad, which it really isn't if you look at it. It's the budget, and they can't help that. Superman and Lois is a big show with a lot of CGI. One bad scene doesn't define a whole show. It really doesn't. Again, how was that a bad scene? I don't see how that was bad CGI. So what if it was blurry? Who gives a crap? It's still a good scene. Yes, but the CGI was bad. That's your opinion. But I just said like 4 times by now, defining a show by the CGI isn't really worth it. So you're best to just quit talking about CGI and judging the show based off of that. Otherwise, just quit watching the shows. I don't get people hate on CGI because everyone's acting like it's a number one thing that every show is defined by CGI. It's not. The reason why people watch every shows is because it's superhero. How can you not watch a superhero show? At least DC. Marvel I can get, but it's Cyber Marvel. But, yeah, I mean, how can you define these shows by CGI? I don't get those people. And, yeah, whatever. You expect them to actually be driving down a street? Really? No! There's no show in any existence in this world, in the past 100 years of television. There's not once been an actual car driving down a street where people are talking to each other with a camera in the car. One, that is super risky for the actors. Two, if they're making a movie, fine. But a TV show? No. Not in a billion years. So, yeah, it wasn't from a green screen. It was probably a car, like, just half a car, and you could see them talking. It wasn't a bad CGI. It's how every show in existence does it. Like, that's not hitting on Superman and Lois. That's hitting on every show in existence. Swamp Thing series, I've seen a little bit of it, and the CGI was horrible, and I quit watching it. Honestly. Titan CGI is horrible in some cases. So. And that's because I hate Titans. the TV show. Which, by the way, just to sidetrack a little bit to Titans, just because season 3 has good episodes doesn't make up for the past 2 seasons on that crappy show being horrible. It doesn't make up for it. It really doesn't. And if you like Titans season 1 and 2, watch Legends. It's the almost truth. Yeah, but people are like, oh, season 3's really good. This means the show's good. No. Season 3's only good because Red Hood's in it. Second Red Hood's gone, it's gonna be a crappy show. I didn't like that Batman killed the Joker. I hated that. But yeah. That show's as annoying as it is. Oh, I bet Stargirl season 2 will get better, but season 201 of Stargirl almost as good as Superman and Lois 101 and Flash 702. I would rank it that high. Stargirl 202, I watched a little bit of it and I couldn't finish watching it. I couldn't. Now I watched 203, but yeah. Red Hood was so rushed and forced HBO Max didn't make the show good at all. I didn't think it was rushed. I really didn't. The only thing I didn't get from that was, and this is because I didn't watch the show, was how he went from helping Nightwing to being Red Hood, or if he was always Red Hood. I didn't get that. But that's just because I didn't watch the show fully. I really, just from the scenes I saw of Titan Season 3 so far, it is a good season. And they didn't really rush Jason. They went through how he became Jason. Or, sorry, how he became Red Hood. They went through all that in one episode. I think that's the fastest they've ever done anything on that show. So, I really don't think it was rushed. And that's just a couple scenes I've seen. But again, that doesn't make the show good. Just because you have one good season and it's season 3, doesn't make up for the last 2 seasons of the show being crappy. In season 2, they built it up a little bit. Yeah, again, you know that because you watch it. I didn't watch it. So me seeing a clip of Jason being Red Hood, and then a whole, 2 seasons earlier, him actually helping Dick, it didn't really make any sense. It really didn't to me. But again, just because I didn't watch the show. I saw one fight scene from episode 4, and I liked it, so I don't know. But, again, I'm not watching these full episodes, because I really don't want to put the time into it. I mentally cannot put the time into watching all of Titans. I can't. I know that fact. The actors who play Raven and Starfire can't act. No. They were horrible from the scenes I saw, and even season 3, I thought they weren't that good, so. Oh, you do not want to watch Titans. Titans is, I would go as far as say worse than Legends. Titans is worse than Legends and Batwoman rolled into one, so I wouldn't watch it. Although I guess Titans is part of the Arrowverse, technically, because of Crisis. The only way I will watch Titans is if there's a crossover between Flash and Titans, or Superman and Lois and Titans, or something along that line. I will watch that one episode of Titans then. Otherwise, it can go away and never come back. That is the almost truth. I don't care what they do with Titans, but if they cross over with Flash, I will watch it, that one episode, and then that's it. Titans is nowhere near better than Supergirl, and I hate that you just said that Titans is better than Supergirl. Justice League? Vortex, you just said Justice. Justice! It's Justice. if Titans crossed over with the Arrowverse, which it kind of already did, but I mean like a full-on episode, I would watch that one episode and just quit. Kal-El is Superman. So you saying Kal-El is better than all the others except Superman and Lois. Kal-El is Superman. So you're saying Superman and Lois is better than all the other shows, which kind of is a fact. But, yeah. Yeah, Supergirl's way better than Titans. So, I mean, I'm actually liking Season 6 of Supergirl. I really am liking Season 6 of Supergirl. I watched a couple episodes, mainly towards the mid-half of the season, but it is a good final season. Isn't he dead? I thought Lux was dead. I didn't watch the back half of Season 5. I just thought he was dead. I know he died like some other season and came back for Crisis, but I thought he died after. I guess I had hoped he died after. I kind of do. He probably is still alive. I wouldn't be surprised if he came back. Superman and Lois, Arrow, Stargirl, and Flash are the best Arrowverse shows, period. Supergirl is a close second, but Superman and Lois, Flash, Arrow, and Stargirl will always be the best shows of the Arrowverse, period. Especially Arrow, and yeah. Well, the reason why they were pushed on to Supergirl was because Superman and Lois wasn't a thing then. It wasn't. If Superman and Lois was a thing like 6 years ago, we would have had Superman villains on Superman and Lois, not Supergirl. But in a way, I think it's good that they did that because look what we're getting at Superman and Lois. We're getting new villains, we're getting new storylines that's never been done before. We're getting, like I said, new villains, new storylines, new people showing up. I mean, this is a whole new show. This is a whole new arc of Superman and Lois, let alone Superman, that we've never gotten before. And if we were getting Superman villains on Superman and Lois, it probably wouldn't be that well. But they handled it perfectly on Supergirl, and I think it was good that they put it on Supergirl. I like season 1, 2, 3, half of 4, a quarter of 5, and I'm liking season 6 so far of Supergirl. Flash, I love season 2, 1, part of 3, mainly 4, parts of 5, first half of 6, and the back half of season 7. You have to like something of every season. Except Titans. Titans can hate everything. And Legends. You can hate Legends. But in Batwoman, well, Batwoman had some good stuff in season 2, but when has Supergirl ever ignored lore? I don't know if they ever have ignored lore. From what I've watched, I don't see them ignoring any lore with characters. Natalie's on Earth Prime. She's there in the Superman and Lois finale. If you watch finale, you know that. She's on Earth Prime, and I hate that she's there. But again, it's going to cause drama, like I said earlier. It's just, I hate that they brought Natalie to Earth Prime. I hate it. Because you know what's going to happen is that it's going to cause more drama with Lois and John and Lois and Clark. Because you're going to have this whole thing where Natalie's going to figure out that her mother from another Earth is married to the man who murdered her in her time, in her Earth. And not only are they married, but they also have 2 kids. And they're living not in Metropolis. So, this is going to cause more drama. It's annoying. They could have done it better. It made sense for her to be there. I get it. They'll probably explain it. But why? Like, just leave her dead. I'm sorry, but there's already enough tension going on between Clark and John and Lois and John as it was with that weird relationship going on. And then Lois and John not even telling Clark that they were together in another Earth and they had a daughter. How does that not help anything? Like, now we're going to go through all that whole thing in season 2. Yeah. And then Jordan has a father that's not Clark? What? I'm so deeply confused, and I don't get it. Todd Helbing doesn't know what he's doing. Yeah, I know Jordan can fly now, but Todd Helbing said Jordan's father is in Central City. So, who the hell is his father? If it's not Clark, if his mother's Lois, what the hell happened? Because Todd Helbing said Jordan's father is in Central City in prison. So, we're going to see him in season 2, which then leads the question, who the hell is Jordan's father if it's not Clark? And how the hell does he have superpowers if he's not Clark's kid? I don't... Todd Helbing said in an interview to TV Line after the finale aired, saying that Jordan's father is in Central City and in prison. Or sorry, Jonathan's father. Jonathan's father. I'm sorry, Jonathan's father, not Jordan. Not Jordan. Jonathan. But still, what the hell? Jordan's father is Clark. Jordan's mother is Lois. Jonathan's father, sorry, I mixed 2 up. Jonathan is not Clark's son, which, again, makes no sense because they had twins. So, what the Yeah, but Todd Helbing said he's not Clark's son. He has another father, so... I read the article several times. What I just put in chat is what Todd Helbing said. Exactly to Todd Helbing. And this is also what he said to Todd Helbing. And I'm getting this all from my Arrowverse server. It is not wrong. TV Line is a reliable source. Trust me, it is. And Todd Helbing just doesn't know. He might do it well. I'm not going to judge it. But they need to say something regarding that because, oh boy, that's not going to end well. It's already not ending well. When did Superman and Lois finale air? Like a week ago? A little over a week. I'm reading a TV Line article right now, so if I'm being quiet, that's why. Just give me a minute. Yep, I was wrong. Tegan's father, the girl Jonathan was talking to, is in prison. I read that wrong. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I read it wrong. I read it wrong. I read it wrong. Uh, yep. I'm fixing stuff right now. I I read it wrong because it was like 11 p.m. I'm pretty sure. No, it was like 7 a.m. I had just woken up when I read that. So, yeah. uh, but yeah, that'll be how Superman and Lois connects to um, Central City, and the Flash will be through that storyline. Again, not yeah, just forget what I said, but that's how it'll be connecting to that. Uh, it was rumored that Grant Gustin will be in the Flash movie. I don't know if he will be anymore because of COVID, but who the hell knows? If any TV show, it'll be the Flash with Grant in it, but I don't even know if they're doing that. I really don't know. I've no 2022. I'm pretty sure that or late 2021. I think it'll be around when Superman Lois comes back. I'm pretty sure in January. So we have like 5 months for Superman Lois. I think, or longer, like 7 months, probably 5 7 months. Superman Lois. So that'll probably be the when it comes back. I think they announce it. It'll just we have to wait a little bit. I didn't hear that. I don't even think Christopher Reeve's Metropolis was supposed to be in that movie. They were talking about Grant being in the movie, but again, this is before COVID. This is, like, who knows now? Yeah, Flash Season 8 is filming right now. So, yeah, those two shows are starting to film in their next season. So, it's nothing new. Christopher Reeve's Superman, Christopher Reeve's Superman, like Superman 1 and 2 or something. Christopher Reeves, yeah, I said that. Christopher. DD. Well, I think his point is he, like, in that genre of Superman, like that Metropolis, yeah. Who speculated that? Because I follow a lot of reliable sources, and not one of them has mentioned that. Who speculated that? Was it TV Rant, Screen Rant, whatever the hell it is? Probably Screen Rant. I really wouldn't be surprised if it was Screen Rant. No, there'll be a Superman in the movie for sure. There's gonna be like two Batman in the movie. I hope it. I really don't want it to be Calville, but honestly, it's better than someone else. So, unless it's Ruth, but we all know Ruth isn't coming back. So, which sucks, but it's true. But I mean, there's gonna be two Batman in the movie, so you can't tell me it's not gonna be two Supermen in the movie. If there will be a Superman, but then again, we're assuming there's a Superman from Keaton's Earth, so you know. Tyler is the best Superman ever. Period. Because Tyler knows who Superman is. He literally acts like Superman in public. Like, he is Superman, period. Tyler is Superman. And, like, I mean, the way he talks, not just about Superman, but even the way he does talk about Superman and Clark Kent as two people instead of just one, he knows who they are. He acts like Superman like every day. That's what makes him a good Superman. And that's something that Kal-El, Reith, and even Ruth can't even really compare themselves to, honestly, if you really think about it. No, I think it's Henry's fault. Henry Cavill is not a good Superman. Um, Brandon Ruth is a good Superman on screen, but Tyler Hoechlin is way better than Ruth on screen and off, and he's a really good actor. I think that's why a lot of people like Superman and Lois, because he's on that show. If they didn't hire Tyler Hoechlin 6 years ago for Supergirl as Superman, the show wouldn't be happening. Period. I really wouldn't. See, this is what I mean. Snyder Cut isn't canon. It has nothing to do with anything. So to say all this actor redeemed stuff in Snyder Cut, that's nothing. Every actor redeemed himself in Snyder Cut. It doesn't mean crap. Because you know there's still bad actors in the long run when it comes to the movie. When they're in the next movie that's actually canon, you know, it won't be that well. Kal-El is not a good Superman. Period. I don't care if it's writing. He's not a good Superman. And Snyder Cut, for me, showed that. And I didn't even watch the Snyder Cut. I watched 2 scenes and called it. Kal-El, Snyder Cut has nothing to do with those movies. Period. If you're gonna judge, if you're really excited for Justice League 2 and 3, assuming they're even gonna be a thing, which I really hope they're not, the Snyder Cut will have nothing to do with those movies. Snyder Cut was awesome. It was a good movie, but is not canon, has nothing to do with anything, and it's a complete waste of time to watch, and it really just hypes people up for nothing. No, it didn't. Yes, the Justice League Snyder Cut movie went off of Batman vs Superman and the Man of Steel movie. But when we go to the Flash movie, or if there will be a Justice League 2 or 3 movie, the Snyder Cut will have nothing whatsoever to do with those movies. This is a one-time thing, and it is not canon at all. That is my point. If you're hoping Justice League 2 or 3 continues with the Snyder Cut it brought in, then you're a fool and you need to stop. I'm sorry if that's rude, but that's the truth. It's not, though. You can't say the Snyder Cut will ever really be a part of the DCU ever in a billion years. It is not a possibility. Period. I don't care if it's in the multiverse. It will never become canon. It is stuck because they can't do anything about it. Period. The Flash movie is trying to, and honestly, I'm happy with it because Zack Snyder was not a good. Then, well, Batman vs Superman wasn't that bad, but ugh. The Nolanverse was. I don't remember the Nolanverse. What was the Nolanverse? I don't remember it. I think WB does know what they're doing. If they want to make a good movie, why bring in another universe's Justice League? That makes no sense whatsoever. They're going to continue with the crap they're doing now. Oh, the Dark Knight movies? Yeah, that was a good universe. I loved the Dark Knight movies. It was the best Batman series we've ever gotten next to the animated series. With Kevin Conroy as Batman and anything Kevin Conroy related, but that was the next best thing for Batman, next to Keaton. I wouldn't go as far as say WB is the worst studio. It's a close second, but there are worse. I can name a few. I mean, they need to stop being so strict. If they open up a little bit, they might be better. Since when does the black suit help him absorb more sunlight? If what? Since when is that ever a thing in the comics? That is not a thing at all. I don't care if that's common sense. That is not a thing, period. It doesn't matter if you're wearing a black suit or a blue and red tights. No, that's not a thing. If that's a thing in the movie, I'm so happy it's not because it's not canon then. That is ridiculous. I said period like 5 times throughout this entire stream. I've been streaming for the past like 30 minutes. Past hour. I don't see period that much, so yeah, and it's not canon, so yeah. And if you have a problem with what I say, then you can just leave. It's as simple as that. I really don't care. 2021 Suicide Squad wasn't really that bad. I didn't watch it. I watched some scenes of it. It wasn't really that bad. Wonder Woman, I watched some scenes. Aquaman, I didn't watch it. It's Aquaman. It's not canon to anything, period. I just said again. The Snyder Cut isn't canon to anything. It's not going to continue. It's dead. The Snyder Cut is dead. It, yeah, I said it was good. Suicide 2021 is good. So, it's not a standalone property. Zack doesn't own the DCEU. He doesn't own the DC universe. He never has, he never will. Since when does he do that? Okay. Matthews, just because you wear a black suit and you go in front of the sun, you're not going to absorb its energy. Some man does that whether he's in a blue and white tights or he's in, whether he's wearing nothing. My point is, he absorbs the power from the sun no matter what he's wearing. Wearing a black suit doesn't mean you absorb the sun's energy more. Yeah, for his one story arc, they can't continue it because WB won't let them. A lot of people are making me have a hard time, so... I mean, okay, if you wear black, right? If you're wearing like a black shirt, black pants, and you go out in front of the sun, you're gonna feel the heat from the sun. That is common sense. But there is not one thing in the comics relating to Superman wearing a black suit, his black suit Superman with the symbol on it and everything, where if he's in front of the sun, he absorbs more energy. That is not a thing. That wasn't even a thing in the movie. If it was, I missed it, and I really hate that they did that then. Matthews, are you saying that because Superman wore that black suit that he had more power? Is that what you're saying right now? Is that legitimately what you're saying right now? Because he wore a black suit, he was more powerful from the sun? Compared to if he was wearing his... Why did it happen in the comics? That is so stupid. I'm sorry, that is just stupid. Then again, this is the same comics who brought in a character called Weasel and made it look like a terrifying death rat. What the hell? How does that make sense? That makes no sense. If you wear black and you go out in front of the sun, I mean, I guess you'll feel the sun more. But it doesn't mean you absorb the energy faster. Mizo was a death trap, period. God damn it. It was a horrible thing that DC has ever done in her life. Now you got me thinking about what I'm saying, and I can't stop saying that one word. Thanks. But yes. You know, you think DC's better than Marvel, and then you hear that. And. Ugh. Yeah. I'll make a short about that tomorrow. I'll make a compilation of every time I said period on the stream. I'll be right back. I gotta get a water. Alright. Anyone gonna watch Shang-Chi? Nope. Yeah, nope. We should be getting season 8 FO soon. I wouldn't be surprised. I think they're still filming episode 1. Yeah, I'm good. I was zoning out. Yeah. I do that a lot. Especially when I'm recording videos, I tend to zone out and just go on a random rant. So I was drinking water and then I just kind of zoned out. I do that a lot when I'm recording. I did it last night when I was recording my gaming videos on my gaming channel right now. And I edited it out, but yeah. And I was just watching the chat. I was watching you guys talking because it was pretty entertaining for a little bit. So. Superman's in Eternals? What the hell is Eternals? And why don't I know about it? Oh, that blank show? Why is Superman in that? Oh, it's a rip-off Superman? There's a Superman copycat in, like, a majority of these movies. Let's be real. There is every universe has a copycat someone from some universe. It's it's not even possible to not do that anymore. Batman's be Superman several times. Ooh, I had my volume up. That wasn't good. So don't say no one's beat Superman because Batman has beaten Superman and he has no powers. So, because what is Thanos a Darkseid ripoff? There is a major difference between Thanos and Darkseid. You know what? I almost just said period right there. I'm just saying. I almost said it. And by the way, yes, Batman has beat Superman on several occasions in the comics and games, movies, I'm pretty sure. Batman can even kill Superman, but he doesn't because he's Batman. So he's beaten Superman on several occasions. Well, you said no one beats Superman. That's not entirely true. Because Batman can. So. And he has. Superman can beat the ripoffs. Yeah, Superman can beat the ripoffs. It's just, they're not going to beat him. Superman's not going to lose to a bunch of ripoff idiots. Why? Because he's rich and he's wearing a suit? Is that how you're comparing him? Supergirl could potentially be Superman if he's thrown off guard. Flash can't really go to toe-to-toe with Superman because he's as fast as Flash. He really can't. We're not talking about anime in this chat. We are not, no, not even a little bit. The Flash won't die in 2024. He won't die in 2024. It's not even a timeline anymore. Again, because of Crisis. Thank you, Crisis. The only way I can see them doing a 2024 storyline where Barry vanishes and all that happens is if there's a flashpoint, which is what's going to happen if that does happen. So I don't see Barry dying. Flash can go to season 10, probably even 12, honestly. I mean, if the writers get good enough, they probably could, but... But that would create a flashpoint. If Barry vanishes in 2024, there will be a flashpoint, and it will be a hellhole. There'll be nothing that's right with this timeline. At all. Or the future, for that matter, which will affect when Bart is born, because he won't be. It'll be Nora. It'll affect the Godspeed arc. It'll prevent Jay from dying, I guess, but... I mean... You think Barry would really die to sacrifice one of his kids' lives and, like, no, he wouldn't. The final season, the Flash can have Reverse Flash as the main villain. Anyone who's going to say he's not is an idiot. But, yeah, maybe, but... I mean, the Reverse Flash we're getting isn't the Reverse Flash we're supposed to have. The Thawne we have right now is the one from the future. He's already lived through that. Like, Eddie's dead, obviously. He can't, Eobard Thawne cannot be born. If he was going to be born, he would have been born in season 7. He wasn't. Period. God damn it. He. That's like the 20th time I've said that word. This is gonna be like a long short tomorrow. It's gonna be like a 50-second short of me saying period, 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 period. And I wouldn't call it a nostalgia event with Keaton. Keaton's from another Earth. That's what they're doing. They're bringing in the multiverse with the Flash movie. That's what they're doing. So, I wouldn't call it a nostalgia event. Bart in the comics is not Barry and Iris's kid. He's their grandkid, and he is a Thawne's son, not Eobard Thawne's son, but he's a part of Thawne's family in the comics. You know, and Alan gets with a Thawne, they have a baby, and it's Bart. But in the show, Bart is Barry and Iris's kid. That's not going to change at all. So, no. Which we knew that before they were even on the show. Hell, I've done a video over it. I mean, it's not that hard to really put together. Tim Burton isn't going to be in the movie. And honestly, we're not going to that Gotham City. We're going to wherever Earth DCU's on, and Keaton will be there. Tim Burton's not going to be in the movie. He's not going to be directing it either. I'm pretty sure he shouldn't be. Where are you getting this information? Are you... Okay, tell me your source right now. What source told you that we're getting something related to Reese in 89 Gotham City? Who told you that? Because I'm telling you right now, it's not true. Kal-El, what the hell is your source? Where are you getting the information? Unironically, where are you getting the information? Because I follow the most reliable sources for this stuff, and not one of them has posted or said anything about going to 89 Gotham City or Christopher Reeves, anything related to that, being in the Flash movie. At all. And it's not going to be. So, whatever source told you that, you're not even going to say what source? I think you're just saying crap that you want to see, but it's not going to happen. We aren't getting 89 Gotham City. We might go to that Earth, but it's not going to be the same Gotham City. It's like, what, a decade ago? I mean, no. I know Burton directed the Keaton movie. That was, I mixed it up, and that's my fault. My point is, we're not going to see the same Gotham City if we end up going to that Earth, number one. Number two, we aren't getting anything related to Christopher Reeves, as you mentioned earlier. Okay? Number two. Number three. Why would we go back to the 89 Gotham City, which wouldn't even be 1989, it would be whatever, like 2022 or something, whatever year it would be. And I will remember your words, and I will come back here and tell you that you were wrong, because you're bragging about it, thinking you're right, and I will come back here and tell you you're wrong, sit up in your face because you're wrong. If you really want to play that game, I will play that game too. So, you're ranking Legends higher than Black Lightning? What? Oh. If we don't get... Okay, I thought you said Superman, but you said Spider-Man, but we need a crossover between Flash and Superman before Flash is done. Obviously. If we don't, then why are we... why are we watching the overs, right? What, Flash and Superman? They said there will be a tie-in to The Flash. They never said The Flash will be in Season 2. The Flash movie is a Flashpoint movie. They're not two different things. And also, isn't the main villain in the Flash movie going to be Savitar? It's not even going to be Reverse Flash. It's going to be a freaking evil version of Barry from another timeline. Nice job. So no, I'm not excited for that movie. Yeah, it's not going to be a good movie. I don't care if the show did it well. The movie's not going to do it well. If they really wanted to do a Barry Allen backstory with the DCEU, bring in the Reverse Flash. Duh. Don't bring in an evil version of Barry and say he's the big bad of the movie. No! I don't care when you were born, or whatever, or what universe you follow. No! CW Savitar is the best Savitar, period. God damn it. Every time I say, look, if the movie is actually going to go through with Savitar being the main villain and Savitar being evil Barry, they're not going to play it off well. You know that because it's the writers. What the hell is the Suicide Squad? I think that's what you meant. I really don't care for it. There's a theory that the evil Flash will turn out to be Reverse Flash because in the comics he did plastic surgery. What? No! You're telling me an evil version of Barry had plastic surgery and... Or wait, you're saying Thawne had plastic surgery, turned into Barry Allen, and was secretly Reverse Flash? Is that what you're saying? Even then, no. And by the way, Tom Cavanaugh is the best Reverse Flash, the best Wells actor ever. No one's going to beat Tom Cavanaugh. Matt Letcher, probably, but Tom Cavanaugh, no one's going to beat him in any universe who's going to be playing Reverse Flash. There's already been like several DC animated universes. Isn't Superman supposed to be thick though? You don't want a skinny Superman, you want a thick one. Iris isn't from the Snyderverse. She was in... Was she in the Justice League movie? I thought she was. But either way, that's not where they're going to be bringing in Iris. They're going to be bringing Iris in the Flash movie just from her showing up and having some interaction between Barry and Iris in the past. That's how she's going to be tied in. It's not going to be because of Snyderverse. The Snyderverse did not bring in Iris to DCEU. It's because he is buff. Tyler Hoechlin, he's buff. I mean, they didn't CGI that suit. Yes, she will be in she will be in the movie, but there will be no tie-in to the Snyderverse, like I said like 10 times by now. Like it's you can keep dreaming, but it's not going to be a thing. Tyler was in a lot of stuff, so that had nothing to do with superheroes before Supergirl. So, yeah. Yes, Ben Affleck, Michael Keaton will be in the Flash movie. Well, what Ben Affleck be? I think he was seen on set, right? I think we saw Ben Affleck in the suit, but you know, yeah, and we know Michael Keaton will be. We saw the '89 Batmobile too, so yeah. What Ben Affleck's Batman? He's gonna be in the same universe. If you watch Just Like movie, not Snyder Cut, you know that. There's nothing to do with the Snyder Cut in this movie. Just stop talking about it. I'm legitimately pissed off that people are still mentioning the Snyder Cut. This is the last time I'm talking about it. This is the last time. The Snyder Cut has nothing at all to do with the Flash movie. Stop saying it does. That's the last time I'm talking about it. If I see another comment like that, I'm timing you out for 20 minutes. Or however long it is. You know the Reese cult? What? What's that? Is that like a bunch of people wearing Reese suit and saying they're Superman? Is that a thing or it was a joke? But Ben Affleck deserves a solo Batman movie, but he won't do it because WB sucks. Like it's true. Every Batman uses their gadgets. There's not a single Batman in a DC universe across everything where Batman doesn't use gadgets. Ben Affleck's Batman used gadgets the most, as much as any other Batman who's live action has used their gadgets. There's no difference there. The only difference between Ben Affleck and, let's say, I don't know, Christian Bale, Ben Affleck uses more lethal than non-lethal, right? That's the almost truth. Do you even know who CW Batman is? Well, okay, let me back that up. We know it's Bruce Wayne, but is he ever actually gonna show up, or is he dead? We don't even know that. We really don't. And also, again, like I said, every Batman in existence has used their gadgets as much as Ben Affleck used his in the movies. I, you know, at least a live action. I mean, if you look at the animated series with Kevin Conroy, who I love Kevin Conroy's Batman, by the way, amazing job. He still uses the gadgets, but I mean, you could say he doesn't use as much as the live action, but yeah. Supergirl comes back Tuesday. Yes, it does. I'm pretty sure. And then there's a 13 episode run, and it is done. It'll be done in November, with Stargirl ending in November with season 2. Or season 2 will end in November, sorry, and season 8 of Flash comes back, and yeah. I really don't care for Henry Cavill as Superman. I'll watch him be Superman, but I really don't care for it. Tyler Hoechlin cannot play Batman. He can't. No. Michael Keaton can play Batman because he knows the role. Tyler Hoechlin can play Superman because he knows the role. No. As much as I love Tyler, he would never play Bruce Wayne Batman ever in a billion years. If he were to, he might be great at it, but honestly, I would always remember as Superman, and that wouldn't help me if he ever did play Batman. Like, I'd always be thinking of Superman in a bat suit. Like, that's what I would think of. So no, I don't see Tyler ever playing Batman in a billion years. He looks like a Clark Kent. He looks like a Superman in real life. Ben Affleck played Superman? When? When the hell? Are you being dead serious? He actually played a Superman before? Was that because he was drunk in the movie, or was he actually... I think that's because he was drunk in the movie. He wasn't really Superman. He was a knockoff. That's what he was. Yeah, he was cosplaying. He wasn't really. No, his name's pronounced Holtzlin. People pronounce it Holtzlin. I've heard people pronounce it Holtzlin. Tyler Holtzlin. That's how you pronounce it.
Guys, I'm Tyler Eklund, and you're
Oh, I
listening.
hate my life. Tyler Hecklin. That's how you say it. Tyler Hecklin, as in like heck, Hecklin. Tyler Hecklin. No, why? Tyler Hecklin? Why? Okay, just take the O out of his last name and then just wait. Why? I'm having a mental crisis. You know that? You know how many mental crises I've been through in the past hour and a half? Tyler Hecklin? Why the hell? I've literally heard people pronounce it Tyler Hoechlin. Anytime he's announced at Comic Con, I've heard people call him Tyler Hoechlin, and he's fine with it. That's why I've always thought it was Tyler Hoechlin. Whatever. Hecklin. You can't even hear the O. Hecklin. You don't hear the O. Why is there an O in his last name? Tyler, what the Hecklin? That'd be great. If his middle name was what the. He made his middle name what the just for that. English is always weird. It's not just sometimes, it's always weird. Period. I almost said it. I caught myself. Before I said it. Yeah, you can suck it. I caught myself before I said it. Any language is weird, though. It's not just Spanish or English. It's any language. Let's be real. I've just released a video over the Arkhamverse, and I've played Arkham City, Arkham Origins, and I've seen Arkham Knight, and I love it. The Arkham, as I've played a little bit of Arkham Asylum, and I loved it too. This is, again, sidetracking a little bit, but the Arkhamverse really defied superhero gaming as we know it. If the Arkham, especially Arkham Knight, if it didn't happen, there wouldn't be as many superhero games as there are today that are as good as Arkham Knight if Arkham Knight didn't happen. Just saying. Rocksteady knows what they're doing. I didn't say it. I got myself from saying it. Which I can't even play Arkham City or Origins or even Asylum or Knight because I don't have any of those things. I have a Switch, and Nintendo won't put them on a Switch for whatever reason. I didn't say it. I'm catching myself now. I'm keeping track of it. They can't make a game off the Arrowverse, at least a public one, because WB and CW will sue them, and we know unless CW and WB make a Flash or Arrowverse movie, or nope, an Arrowverse game, that's the only way we will get one that's actually official. But okay, I'm gonna say this now. There is a group of people, maybe like one or two people, who are working on a Flash game that's like a legitimate Flash game, and it is pretty good, and it looks amazing. Yes, Gamer Geek, and let's just hope it doesn't get taken down. But it'll only be taken down if you make money off of it. So, yeah, if you make money off of it, you're not gonna be able to keep it up. But it's what Tycho's problem was. You help him with it. That's good. Good. And I mean, there's like 20 Flash games on Roblox, and every single one is at risk of being taken down because they're making money off of CW's products. And if CW finds out, they're done. Like, that's the thing that a lot of developers don't get, is that you can make a dozen Flash games and not even get paid for it. But there won't be an official Flash game or even an Arrowverse game unless WB or CW makes one. That is the only way there will be one public. And yeah, so yeah, and some people are lucky and they get away with it. Playing the game. uh, if I had not canceled Arrow's Heroes, we wouldn't have made money off of it. Yeah, that was a good thing that we decided to do because, it would have been canceled either way. Teko's game was good. It sucks that it was taken down, but at the same time, if it wasn't taken down, probably would have been a massive lawsuit. So I think it was good that it was taken down when it did, instead of, way later down the line, where, you know, you wouldn't have had the opportunity to take it down. You would have been sued, and it really wouldn't have ended well for anyone. So, this is how I view it. I mean, I feel bad for Tecco that his game got taken down, but at the same time, it's better that it happened then than when it officially released, than having to deal with, all that and people being more mad than they already were. That makes any sense? That's just how I view it. Techno. TEC, what, HNO or something? Something along those lines. There's no M. Teco, TECO, whatever. I'm really addicted to this game right now. If you can't hear the buttons on my Switch pressing, I'm sorry if you can hear it. But I am overly addicted to this game I'm playing right now, and so if you hear buttons mashing, that's why. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but if you can hear it, sorry. The name... It's so loud. It's loud to me. I don't know if you guys can hear it. It's like right in front of my mic, and I hate that it is, but... Warface on Nintendo Switch is like literally the only good first-person shooter on the Switch, and I'm overly addicted to it. If you follow me on my shorts channel, I upload like 90 shorts of it lately, because I'm overly addicted to it, and I'm really good at it. So I've been playing it for like a good week and a half now, nonstop, and it's overly addicting to me. So, and again, if you follow me on my shorts channel, I've uploaded a couple videos of it, or shorts, I should say, not videos. But so again, if you can hear the my Switch buttons mashing, that's why, because I'm trying really hard in this game right now. Going full try mode over here. If you guys still talking chat, I'll still be reading it. Like I'm literally having chat in front of me as I'm playing, so it's not like if this is boring for you, leave. I really don't care. I mean, probably get the hard drive. The Nintendo Switch, it's a good system at first. I've had the Switch since the first day it came out, and honestly, um, I would prefer something different if you want to play better games. I mean, there are good games on it, but just yeah. If you can buy something better, buy something better. What was my all-time favorite DCU movie? Batman vs Superman. I love Batman vs Superman. I mean, just because it was really good. There was a quote-unquote new Switch. It's not really new. It's just an advanced screen, and that's it. It was a really disappointment. I'm just saying that right now. The Nintendo Switch OLED model, or whatever the hell it's called, it's just a disappointment, frankly. I mean, I wouldn't go as far as say BVS is a masterpiece, but it is a pretty good movie. I mean, I've watched that movie like 10 times over. I mean, it is a really good movie. I won't deny that. I consider myself more of a Batman fan than a Superman fan. That's just me because yeah. Caitlin's gonna be blonde in season 8. I thought she was kind of blonde, I guess. A little bit. Like, you can see the highlights in her hair. For the actress, at least. She had a little bit of blonde before, so might be good. Yes, I know Constantine is leaving Legends. But he's not. The actor isn't really leaving. I don't think, right? He'll be playing a different character or something. So, I mean, Constantine's leaving, but the actor isn't. I'm pretty sure that's what they said. So, I mean, again, is he really leaving? Not really. And also, it's Legends. Who cares? It's a crap show. I think what they're trying to get the point across is that they've had the same characters for the past 7 years on the show, and they need to change it up. But getting rid of a character and saying, we're gonna just give him a whole new character, I don't know if that's really worth it. But whatever. That's just me. Legends season 1, 2, and I would say most of 3 were pretty good. The other seasons, however, I wouldn't even dare to watch them. I mentally couldn't deal with it. Who said it was the writer's fault? I don't care for the actors on Legends at all. I personally don't think they're good actors, and that's probably why it's not a good show. I just personally don't like the actors on Legends. Every writer on the Arrow show is messed up. I think it's as simple as that. So, I mean, yeah, it's nothing new. Oh, I want to talk about this real quick because I posted this on Twitter earlier today. Has anyone even noticed how relatively close the Flash suit that we currently have, and assuming in Lois Superman suit, are so freaking close in the New 52 suits? I'm not even kidding. Like, the Superman suit that we got in Superman and Lois, they had a little red around the wrist, little red around the neck piece. New 52 suit right there. For the Flash suit, add the gold boots, add a little bit of lightning, like yellow streaks on the head, the helmet, New 52 suit. It is so close to the New 52 suit. And I love that they are. I think that's good for the show. I love New 52 Universe. I love everything about it. And yeah. The gold boots for the Flash, I got into an argument about this with someone on Twitter. The only reason why we don't have the gold boots right now is that they can't get it to work. And that's no one's fault. That's just, it's not Grant's fault. It's no one on the Flash set's fault. It's just that they can't work in on set with those boots because they're boots. Like, it is so hard for them to work on boots on the show. I mean, Stephen Amell has said that several times. And obviously it's harder for Grant because he's running in them, but you have to remember these are new boots that they're trying for the suit, and if it doesn't work for the suit, it's not going to work for the show. So, yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if it was Rebirth inspired. Oh, also, Eric Wallace said this about the gold boots. In that interview he was saying about season 8. He said that Barry needs to earn the gold boots, which he will be going down that path in season 8. Whether or not that means we'll be getting the gold boots in season 8, I don't know. But I think how they're going to play it off is that the gold boots are like a reward for Barry for everything he's been through the past 8 or 9 years whenever he gets them. And it'll be a special moment. If they play it off right, great. They can do it. If they play it off badly, it's not going to end well. I don't know how he could earn it, but Eric Wallace is saying Barry needs to earn those gold boots, and he said he hasn't earned them for this suit yet. So, and he's going to be going through that journey over season 8, he said. So, it could be good. I'm not going to judge it, and I don't want to hate on Eric Wallace, but it could be good. I don't know. It could very well be good. And I think it's just, we have to see. But, maybe he goes through another loss and, he gets some or something. I don't know. I think Eric, in his own way, knows what he's talking about. He does well with finales. Season 6, the season 7 finale was great. I know a lot of people didn't like it. Great, whatever. But Eric Wallace wrote season 7 finale. It was phenomenal. He wrote the season 5 finale, and that was great. It was a good finale. Season 5, season 6 could have been better because of COVID, obviously. But, and if COVID wasn't a thing, it would have been better. But, I mean, yeah. Well, it's not a bunch of boots, it's gold boots. And they are pretty cool. So, was Todd Helbing a part of season 5? I thought he quit after season 4. No, I'm saying the season 5 ending was great because Eric Wallace wrote it. The season 6 finale wasn't good because of COVID, and the season 7 finale was great because the restrictions got a little bit down, but Eric Wallace wrote those two finales, and that's why they were so good. If you like season 5 finale, that's why, because Eric Wallace wrote it. Well, it could also be the stuff he's come through while he's getting the gold boots. He took over in season 6? Oh, I thought he took over in season 5. Well, I mean, either way, he writes the finales. I think he wrote the season 5 finale before he was an executive producer on the show. Todd Helbing didn't do much for the show for the first, ever. So, I think Eric Wallace wrote season 5 finale. I would be really surprised if he didn't. I'm pretty sure he said he did. I could be wrong, but you know. And again, season 6 finale, it could have been better if COVID wasn't a thing. If you can't admit that, then, Todd Helbing was showrunner for season 1, 2, 3, 4, and I guess 5. I thought he wasn't, but whatever. But, yeah, he was there since the beginning. And I could have sworn Eric said he wrote season 5 finale, but I could be wrong. But he did a great job with 718, in my opinion. He did a great job with the finale. And again, Wally would have been in 717 and 718, but he wasn't because of COVID. The actor couldn't come out because of COVID. So again, it would have been 100 times better if COVID wasn't a thing. Yes, he's the showrunner for Superman and Lois. Doesn't mean he couldn't have been a showrunner for The Flash. Just because he's a showrunner for one show doesn't mean, like, a time span can't go by. That's a thing. Time. It happens. No, Eric Wallace literally said, and even the actor himself who plays Wally said he was going to play Wally West in 717 and 718 if COVID wasn't a thing, because he was doing another show in another state, and he couldn't come over because he had to be in quarantine for 2 weeks, because that's Canada's thing with COVID. So that was that whole mess. That's why Wally wasn't in the show. Don't say the writers didn't want him on or Eric Wallace didn't, because they did, but he couldn't because of COVID. Like, there's so many things that the Arrowverse community can't comprehend, the fact that COVID really did impact everything on these shows, and they're still doing pretty damn well. I mean, it's not perfect, it's not even great, but it is something. At least we're getting something. That's something a lot of people don't get. This is something that people need to get. I loved it. The lightning swords were fantastic. I thought it was a cool thing they did. But the second they did it, everyone was like, oh, it's terrible. Who gives a crap? It was in the comics. They took us straight out of the comics. And it brought Thawne back. If they didn't do that scene, somehow, some way, they wouldn't have brought Thawne back and do that scene. Thawne and Barry teaming up with the lightning swords, first and Godspeed with the lightning sword, made the finale 100 times better, and people who don't get that, and it's annoying. It's the most annoying thing that people can't understand that. But I really am glad that they did that lightning sword thing, because, like I said, it made the finale 100 times better. If they didn't do that, I don't think it would have been as good as finale as it was, honestly. And they still pulled it off with COVID restrictions. No show has been able to do as well as The Flash did with their finale with COVID restrictions in place. As, Batwoman didn't do that well. because they didn't get that lucky, but Flash really did well with their finale with COVID restrictions. You have to remember that. And also, the lightning swords worked, with COVID restrictions because they were still keeping 6 feet apart in a way. And, you know, Eric Wallace brought that idea for the finale. The writers weren't going to do it. Eric Wallace brought the idea of the lightning swords to the finale, and no one wanted to do it. Everyone thought Eric Wallace was psycho crazy, and it wasn't going to work, but Eric Wallace pulled it off. You can say whatever you want about Eric Wallace, I don't care. The fact that he managed to convince everyone on his production team, the writing, everything, that there can be a way where we can bring in lightning swords from the comics, keep COVID restrictions in place, and bring back Thawne, which we've all been wanting for the past however many months. He pulled it off. Yes, the fourth storyline ended horribly. That wasn't Eric Wallace's fault. That wasn't even the writer's fault. You can argue with me on it. It was COVID's fault. Not even COVID's fault. Like I said earlier, if COVID wasn't a thing, and this season went on as it should have, with, everything being amazing as it would have been, the fourth storyline in the comics is still bad. There is no amount of good writers in this world, and that if they were for the Flash show, they couldn't have even made that storyline good. It wouldn't have mattered, no matter what you think of the writers, no matter whether you think COVID messed up or not. The fourth storyline is bad, period. In the comics, the fourth storyline sucks. It is the worst storyline for the Flash in the history of the Flash storylines. That is no one's fault besides DC Comics themselves. And yes, I know I said it, but I think that's something, again, a lot of people need to realize. The fourth storyline sucks in any universe. Like, there's no way for fixing it. And, yes, it ended horribly. There were a couple good episodes. It ended horribly, but it was the same way in the comics. So, obviously a little bit different, I'm pretty sure, but it still ended pretty bad. Like, it wasn't a good, storyline to begin with or end with. But in a way, if you really think about it, if that storyline didn't happen, we wouldn't have had Speed Force Nora come back for the finale, which she did phenomenal in that part of the season. And wouldn't have given everyone a boost. And look, Barry's faster than Thawne. Barry's faster, almost faster than Godspeed. Wouldn't be surprised if he is by now. And they're keeping that speed with Barry. He's the fastest he's ever been on this show, and the writers aren't throwing it out the window. They're keeping him with that speed. Eric Wallace even said that. With Barry's new speed, they're keeping it with him in Season 8. This is the first time they're doing that, where we're actually getting a concurrent speed that's not going away. That we're actually keeping it for once, instead of throwing out the window whenever Barry goes faster than the speed of light. We're keeping it. So, you can hit on Eric Wallace, but he really does know what he's doing. It's just how much limited they were, or are, I guess, because of COVID. That's why Season 7 wasn't that good for so many people, because they were restricted. It wasn't really Eric Wallace's fault, if you really look at it. Yeah, Barry embarrassed Thawne, and it was great. I never laughed that hard during a Flash scene when I saw Barry just embarrassing the hell out of Thawne when he was running so much faster. It was great. I had the biggest smile on my face watching that because it was such good writing. Yeah, have a good day, Short 6 Fight. I'll be on the stream like a couple minutes anyway, so you won't be missing much. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, it has. And again, the best thing is, like Season 4, we saw Barry almost run faster than the speed of light. And they threw that out the window in season 5, saying you can't go faster than Mach 7, which we know he could go much more faster than that. And then, season 6, even a lower speed, well, a little bit higher, but still lower than how we know he can go faster. But this is the first legitimate time where Eric Wallace and the writers aren't being like, he's slower than anyone else. At least we know Thawne is at Barry season 6 speeds. He's not at like season 4 or 5. He's at Barry season 6 speed, which is like Mach 10,000. We know that for a fact. Because if you watch Comic Books vs. the World, he did the math, and it was a very big number for his top speed, according to the show. So Barry's like 100 times faster than that right now. He's the fastest he's ever been. And they're keeping that concurrent. They got the concurrent in 714 and some other episodes, and it made it good. The writers played off when Barry and Kara ran around the world, or Barry was running, Kara was flying, that Barry wasn't running over Mach 7. Which, if you watch Comic Books vs. the World, Mach 7 is total BS. But that's not even possible to run around at Mach 7 around the world at the fastest speed that they were going. They were going much faster than Mach 7, but the writers played off as, oh, he's Mach 7. That's not, no. That's not even a thing. And then, yeah, it was just horrible writing. That was pretty much Todd Helbing's fault, but let's be real there, but, yeah. Who do you think will be the villain of the Flash crossover? You're assuming there will be one. I don't think there will be a big bad for the crossover necessarily. I mean, there might be someone where, Barry brings in Kara for an episode, which I don't think Kara will be in the crossover. But, there might be something that happens where Barry needs to bring in other heroes. But honestly, I don't see there being a major storyline there. If anything, if there will be a villain, it'll probably be that one villain that was teased at the end of the Crisis and when they were in the Justice League Hall and with Oliver Sue, and after that, and then that monkey skit or whatever, might be that. That's my best speculation. Otherwise, I don't know. I really don't know where they can go with that, with having a villain there. So, yeah. But don't expect Kara to be in the crossover. Kara will not be in the crossover. Period. There's no way Kara will be in the crossover. Because Supergirl will be done by then, and if they're going to kill Kara off, it's going to be kind of hard for her to be in the crossover. So... Yeah, but that was for the first part of season 8, not like the crossover part, I'm pretty sure. So, like I said, there might be a villain, but, you know, he also said there's going to be villains from past seasons showing up, so, in the first half. And then the back half will be a new scary villain that really threatens everything to Barry, and in some cases Iris. And so, yeah, the back half of season 8 will be a scary, dark season, but he also said the beginning of season 8 will have some returning villains, probably Zoom. I really wouldn't be surprised. So, you know. Eric Wall said in the back half of season 8 there will be a new scary villain that enters Central City to fight the Flash. He didn't say it was for the crossover. He said in the beginning of season 8, in the first half, after the crossover, there will be a villain returning, several villains returning, and in the back half, where they're in the graphic novel number 6, I think it's number 6, there will be a new scary villain that's not from the crossover. The crossover, which isn't even really a crossover, might tie into the first storyline or even the second one, but the first 5 episodes are not a graphic novel. It's more like that interlude we got, interlude part 2, I guess you can call it. I don't know. We're going to learn more in the coming weeks, probably maybe months, about it, and Eric will talk about it more. But that's what we know right now. We don't know who the villain is, but we know for a fact that in the beginning of season 8, after the crossover, there will be villains returning from past seasons, and then graphic novel number 6 will start, and there will be a new villain coming in. That's scary. Stargirl won't be crossing over because they said the first crossover that's tying Stargirl to the Arrowverse will be Jay Garrick being on The Flash, R.J. Garrick being on Stargirl. So, no, Stargirl won't be in this crossover. If she is, then the writers need to figure that out now before they say something. Superman might be in the crossover. Black Lightning, I think, is confirmed to be. I think even Eric Wallace confirmed it. Or at least they were talking to Chris Williams about it. But, yeah, Superman and Stargirl. Stargirl, definitely not. I don't see Stargirl being there. But Superman, I would really be surprised if Superman's not in this 5-part crossover on Flash. So, yeah. I know, I'm just saying that Black Lightning will be, but Superman and Stargirl, we don't... Stargirl definitely not. Superman, I would be really surprised if he wasn't in it. That's what I'm saying. I know it's a possibility that those two won't be, but Black Lightning I think is confirmed to be by now, so... And it looks like they're killing Kara off in the finale, so Supergirl's out the window. Did they? I didn't see that, but yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. And as much as I would love to see Oliver come back, he won't. Because Stephen Amell's doing their show. Alright, I'm going to end the stream. Thanks for coming out. Appreciate it. There's nothing else you guys want to say. Have a good day. Have a good night. Whatever time it is for you. And yeah. Again, thanks for coming in the chat. Appreciate it. And see you guys whenever next. I don't know when it'll be, but hopefully this coming up week, if not the week after, you'll see a new video from me. But yeah. See you guys soon. Thanks, guys.